Israel launched a new wave of airstrikes on Tehran Wednesday. The targets included security command centers and missile systems. The war between Iran, Israel, and the United States is now in its fifth day. The funeral for slain Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has been postponed indefinitely. And across the Gulf, American embassies are under attack, and thousands of U.S. citizens are stranded with no clear way out. You are watching NowBurst. This is still developing, and what follows is the full picture as of right now. The conflict began Saturday when the United States and Israel launched coordinated strikes against Iran. The U.S. goal, according to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, is to destroy Iran's offensive missile capability, its missile production, its navy, and to prevent Iran from ever acquiring nuclear weapons. Iran has responded with more than 500 ballistic missiles and over 2,000 drones. The targets include Israel, U.S. military installations, and American diplomatic sites across the Middle East. On Wednesday, the Israeli military described the latest operation as a broad wave of strikes on internal security command centers in Tehran. The strikes came as Iran was preparing 3 days of funeral ceremonies for Khamenei. Iranian state media said the ceremonies were postponed due to what it described as an overwhelming response. No new date has been given. A day earlier, Israel said it struck the building housing Iran's Assembly of Experts, the body of senior Shia clerics responsible for selecting a new supreme leader. Whether the assembly was in session at the time remains unclear. But the military targets are only part of what is unfolding. Thousands of Iranians gathered Tuesday for the funeral of children killed when an elementary school was struck Saturday, the day the war began. Iranian officials said more than 160 students, mostly girls, and 14 teachers were killed. Israel said it did not hit the school. The U.S. military said it is looking into it. The human cost is climbing on every side. Iran's Red Crescent reported at least 787 people killed. Israeli officials said Iranian attacks have killed 11 people inside Israel. The Pentagon confirmed 6 American service members are dead. 4 of them, Army reservists from the 103rd Sustainment Command in Des Moines, Iowa, killed Sunday by a drone strike in Kuwait. Their names were released Tuesday. Captain Cody Cork, 35, of Winter Haven, Florida. Sergeant First Class Noah Teachins, 42, of Bellevue, Nebraska. Sergeant First Class Nicole Amore, 39, of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Sergeant Declan Cody, 20, of West Des Moines, Iowa. U.S. Central Command said late Tuesday that strikes on more than 2,000 targets had severely degraded Iran's air defenses, ballistic missile launchers, and drone capability. Admiral Brad Cooper said the military destroyed 17 Iranian ships, including what he called Iran's most operational submarine. He said more capabilities were on the way. 50,000 U.S. troops, 200 fighter jets, 2 aircraft carriers. It is the largest American military buildup in the Middle East since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. And that scale is raising alarms in Washington. After a closed-door briefing Wednesday, Senator Richard Blumenthal said he was more fearful than ever that the U.S. could end up putting boots on the ground. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Chris Van Hollen raised similar concerns and called for greater public accountability about where this conflict is heading. The war has already spilled beyond Iran's borders. Hezbollah fired missiles into southern Israel on Monday. Israel responded with strikes that Lebanese health officials said killed 50 people and displaced thousands. Iranian drones struck near the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, which Saudi Arabia called a flagrant Iranian attack. Drones also hit near the U.S. consulate in Dubai and the embassy in Kuwait. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said all personnel were accounted for. Amazon reported that drones struck 2 of its data centers in the UAE and 1 in Bahrain. Then there are the Americans trying to get out. The State Department told U.S. citizens across more than a dozen countries to depart now. For many, that has been impossible. Evelyn Mushi, 52, from Chicago, was traveling to Bali with her 82-year-old mother when her connection through Abu Dhabi put her in the middle of the war. She described hearing explosions, watching missiles from her hotel window, and spending days on hold with the State Department. "Where do you leave? Where? What do I do?" she said. "This is cold to write me this email." The State Department said it has contacted nearly 3,000 Americans and that more than 9,000 have left on their own. Rubio said airspace closures have forced some evacuation flights to turn back. The U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem told Americans it cannot help them leave Israel, suggesting they cross into Egypt by land. The reason given for the war has also shifted since Saturday. President Trump said Tuesday the strikes were launched because Iran was going to attack first. He did not cite specific intelligence. That differed from his earlier reason, that Iran was close to obtaining missiles capable of reaching the United States. It also differed from Rubio's explanation a day earlier, in which the Secretary of State said the U.S. knew Israel was going to act, knew Iran would retaliate against American forces, and chose to strike preemptively to reduce casualties. Trump said he hasn't outlined how the war ends, but that lots of people are coming forward to negotiate. When asked why evacuation plans weren't ready sooner, he said it happened all very quickly. 5 days into the largest Middle Eastern military operation in a generation, a woman in Tehran named Shadi described government buildings reduced to mangled metal. She described an understaffed hospital and long lines for bread and gas. In southern Israel, families are sheltering from incoming missiles. In 4 American states, reservist families are mourning people who were alive last week. No side has said when this ends, or what ending even looks like.